Hi. Is everybody there? Or anybody there? Gosh, the glare is always the worst. Why is that? Why is that? I should have got non-glare glasses. They asked me that. You know what? That's what I'm going to do next, because then I can see you and you can see me. Because right now I have to kind of go like this in order for you to see my eyes. And I feel like it's rude that you can't see my eyes. All right, let's see. Hi. What day is this? Monday, right? So maybe people are working. I'm not sure. But this is a really important post right now. So, hi. I'm going to be, yeah, I want to see. Swipe left. So, all right, I've only got Jody on right now. I want to get a few more people on. I didn't give too much notice, I suppose. It's stormy weather in California, which makes it really sad because it's we have a fire here where I'm at, and the winds whipped up really, really strong and heavy, and no rain for the firefighters, just enough to make it disaster, and humidity and horrible. So it's really sad. So prayers going out to the firefighters. All right. So only Jody's there. How interesting is that? You know why? Because I didn't say I'm doing a free card reading, which kind of bugs me. You know, if I say I'm doing a free card reading, the whole world shows up. And I actually will. But the message is more important. Hi. Okay, so what we're talking about today are the benefits of flower essences in your life, flower oils, flower essences and essential oil, and the use of cannabis for anxiety, depression, and seizures. I got, when I was having all these issues with Lily, gosh, I don't like the light like that. Where can I go where I can actually see you guys? Anyway, when I started having all these problems with Lily, I kept getting from Spirit, healer, heal thyself. Healer, heal thyself. And when I asked, what can I do to help her? And she's, you guys, you know, she's still not wanting to eat. She'll go 2 days without eating anything, and then I'll find something and she'll lick it, and then the next day she won't eat. So I decided finally, last night I've decided that's it, I'm done. You're being a drama queen right now, but see, you know, I got mad because she's being my messenger. She's actually giving me messages because I'm supposed to be helping other people. Hi. So I thought, I know that she's depressed, I know that she's anxious, and she's not eating, and so I do Reiki on her. It's the only reason she's still living, is that I'm doing Reiki. The doctor says they don't even know how she made it so long without eating and for such a long time, but I know because I give her Reiki every single day. I use Reiki on her and I send it to my twin, so he gets it too. This is messages for him also, but it's for everybody, I've realized, because it's not just about you. Yesterday, that's what Spirit kept telling me, remember? It's not just about you, Sherry. It's not just about you. What is the main thing that I'm doing? It's my path. My path is my work, right? So, first, I said to Spirit, stop having me dream for other people. I don't want to, I'm bringing my antenna in. I'm seeing too much and it's confusing me, and I just need to know what's going on with my own nucleus, right? That's what I said. And then last night I watched people that I've cut cords with show up in my dream. I watched them watch me, and I was going, what the hell are you doing here again, you know? And then so I woke up this morning, I decided I'm done playing the games with everybody. And I said, I'm done playing the games with Lily, because she won't eat. So I got the food that she ate yesterday, so I know she liked it, she got it, and I put it in a syringe, and I literally force-fed her. And I thought, if I had a daughter that had anorexia and she refused to eat, I would put her in a hospital and I would have them feed her, because I'm not about to sit and watch my cat die, right? Now, I know that my cat is giving me a message for myself, and she's giving me a message, and she gave me that message and I got it, but she's giving me a message for my twin. And I know he's watching because I watched him watch me last night. And so good, pay attention to this, because this is what I said this morning. I will not have my cat suffer because you're not listening. So I'm force feeding her. Whoever it is in your life that's sucking your energy and causing and draining you down, you're gonna have to deal with that on your own. But for me, this is just a little innocent pet that's used to show me things so that I can help other people. And I have, and as I said in the reading, I don't know if you guys have watched the weekly reading yet, I wasn't going to share that reading. I went up to the mountains, which you know I love, and I wasn't going to share it. It was beautiful up there, but I mentioned my twin far too much, and I don't want to mention him. I thought I don't want to mention you. I'm not letting you see that I'm not sitting around waiting for you, right? I didn't want to give that impression. So then I listened to the video. I waited all night, and I waited today, and Spirit actually helped me too, because they refused to, Mercury retrograde's going on, so all of a sudden there's all kinds of problems with the computer. Computer's not downloading, things are taking forever, and I knew. I said, they're not uploading this because they know that I'm going to send it out with the attitude that I had, and it's not good. So when I listen to it myself, I always do. I sit and I listen to it because I hear my higher self talking. As you can see, very little sleep. But I hear myself talking from Spirit when I listen to it back, and when I edit it, and when I add things to it, and I have to pay attention to the animal messages that come myself, right? So I was sitting there doing that, and I realized that, God, Sherry, what is it that you say all the time? What is it that you say? What was it that we were speaking about in the weekly reading? It was talking about the need to forgive people, right? Forgive people who are acting shitty. Forgive people that are being selfish or making you feel bad or whatever they're doing. But the whole point was, you're not them, so don't act like them. Don't give them back what they're giving to you. The only way that you're going to rise above that and vibrate away from that energy is by putting on a different energy. Because if I get to the place where I'm pissed off, like I was this morning when I got up from the stream, I was pissed off, and I thought, you know what? Screw you. I'm not sitting around here waiting for you. I've got a job to do, right? And in the weekly reading it said, there's more for us to do. This person who is allowing this one to drag them down, and they're dragging this baggage behind with them. And I realized it isn't my twin that's dragging behind me. It's all this other stuff. It's him. It's everybody. And I thought, I was angry, and I said, I refuse to have you drag me down. My body is broken down. I'm exhausted. I don't sleep. My cat's going through all of this stuff trying to help me, trying to figure out what we need to do. And I sat and listened to my own reading. And sometimes goodbye is the only way. I said that. I said when I came up to do the reading yesterday, a song played, and it played the week before too. The sun will go down on you. The sun will go down on you. Now it's interesting. I totally heard that in a sexual way. I did, and I don't know if that's what they meant, but whatever. I took it both ways. The sun is the divine masculine. It's going to go down, okay? So the sun will go down on you. But the message to the song is, sometimes goodbye is the only way. All your friends are saying, wait, don't go, don't go. And I know that the song is talking about somebody who's committed suicide. But you can commit spiritual suicide. You can commit emotional suicide by refusing to leave a situation and circumstances that are damaging you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You are committing suicide. So sometimes goodbye is the only way. The sun will go down on you. And sometimes to start again, you've got to walk away. I've watched this in my dreams 3 years ago. I saw where my twin and I both walked away from the family. I saw it. But, I can't make him do things. We can't make anybody do anything. I can make my cat eat, and I'm going to. I can't make him do whatever he wants to do, so I cut cords. I said, leave me alone. I'm out. You go do your own thing. And I had this attitude, right? And then I listened to my reading. And I was so peaceful when I was up there. And I was so connected spiritually. I was so connected to the energy of the angels that were there with me, and of the animals that kept coming to me and talking to me and giving me the messages. And I heard in my head, I started crying, and first of all, I said, thank you. I said, thank you. Because remember, I don't know if you've watched the reading. You guys have got to watch it. It's probably one of the most powerful readings I've ever given. And I wasn't even going to share it. And I used the sun. The sun will go down on you. Do you know what it meant? This is what it meant. The sun will go down on you. And it did. I used that ray. I posted pictures so you guys could see some of them. And the colors of the ray, they mean things. Different archangels and angels have certain colors that they stand for. Archangel, I told you guys about an archangel that not many people know about. I know about Michael, I know about Raphael, I know about Metatron. I work with them all the time, right? And I've told you before that if I don't accept a guide, and I don't speak to angels. If I don't know who you are, I don't speak to you. You're not my friend. I'm not saying that all of God's angels aren't my friend, but if you're working with me, and it was important to me. Someone said to me once, the angels don't care if you know who they are. And I said, I care. Because if you're my friend, I know your name. If you are not active in my life, if I don't know who you are and I don't know your name and you're not active in my life, you're not my friend. So show yourself to me. And when you show yourself to me, I'll work with you. And the color that kept coming to me, and even in the reading I talked about it. I kept talking about the color purple. And I've talked to you guys about him before, and it's Archangel Zadkiel. Archangel Zadkiel is the one who was working with me. And Michael was there because he was the blue, and Metatron absolutely is always there because he works with the kind of people that I work with. He works with crystal children. He works with indigo children. He works with people with autism. He works with people, everybody who, oh, there's our baby. There she is again. Hummingbird. She's constantly coming and eating. She knows how to eat now. See? It's me. I'm the hummingbird. There was nothing wrong with the feeder. I just didn't know how to eat. I didn't know how to glean from the sources that I was getting what I needed to nourish myself and so that I could help other people. So Metatron works with everybody that the world calls disabled. Okay? I spoke yesterday about that fellow who had the seizures, 13 kinds of seizures, right? And how I got righteously indignant and how I got angry, and I said, it's not okay for you to accept this. It's not okay. And he was saying, I've come to a place of peace. He wasn't angry. He wasn't bitter. He wasn't feeling sorry for himself. I was angry. I was upset. And I went to the angels, and I know for a fact, because Lot went to God and said, if I can find 10 people, righteous people in this land, will you save this city? Remember, he started with like 100 and then went down and down. And by the end, there was nobody but his family that was righteous, and he had to leave. So sometimes you can't save anyone else. Sometimes they aren't going to hear you, but sometimes you can. And so I know that in the Bible, and I told you guys, I'm not a Bible thumper, I'm not a religious person, I'm a spiritual person. But everything I've been through, everything I've learned has been for a reason. The years that I spent as one of Jehovah's Witnesses is extremely valuable to me. I draw on that information all the time. Parables and morals and Bible scriptures, things that matter. I told you guys, I'm not New Age, I'm not Buddhist, I'm not Taoist, I'm not Jehovah's Witness, I'm nothing. I'm just spiritual, I'm just me. And I'm grabbing from every source, because what did the hummingbird tell us? Remember the hummingbird that came the other day and how she went over there and then she went to the ice plant and then she told me exactly what I needed. I needed aloe for my gum. I went and got it. The ice plant, it spoke about the relationship between my twin and I. I read it. Your licks freeze me. I freeze him. He gets paralyzed when I'm around him. You know, there's, and then it went to another source, and then it went to up here to that source. But I was told to go to this source and to that source. Use a variety, just like I did from all of the things that I've learned, right? So that's what I do. So I'm drawing on all of this stuff, and I'm thinking, okay, so with Lily, the lessons that she gave us, we need to stay hydrated, right? We need alkaline water. Put lemon in your water. You need alkaline water. People are giving me messages left, right, and center on this reading. I'm getting them like crazy. We need to rest. When we're tired, we need to rest. We need to stop. You can't be the savior for everyone. Nobody appointed you Batman. Nobody appointed me Wonder Woman. Nobody appointed us their savior. There's one Jesus. There's one God. There's other angels. But we're just people down here. We have a lot of power that we can draw from, but we are not, our path in life is not to be a personal savior to one person. I have a path to follow. My work helps a lot of people. So if I sit here focused on this guy who's not moving forward, on this guy that's just not going anywhere, and this relationship is not moving anywhere, then this relationship is handicapping me, right? It's crippling me, it's hobbling me. So it's time to let it go. It's time to drop it, detach it, let go. And that's what I did, and that was what the anger was from. And it shouldn't have been anger. It was probably anger at myself for dragging on for so long, right? But then I listened, and I thought to myself, no, that's not what you're saying, and that's not the energy even that you're speaking about. Because think about this man and all the things that he's going through, and think about what you've seen your twin go through. Look at the things that he's had to deal with. What would love say? What would love do? Would love act this way? Would Jesus act this way? No. Right? The way I spoke yesterday, when I spoke about my twin, I speak about my twin in the highest sense. I see him in his higher self. I don't speak about this man on earth. I have seen my twin in his higher self. and it's a fabulous place to be. But he's not there. He's not always there, and neither am I. Clearly I wasn't this morning in my higher self, but I was in my higher self when I did this reading. And so I have to listen to her, and this person needs to shut her mouth, because that's what the little hummingbird did on the line. She went from the source to source, and then she shut her mouth, right? If you can't speak it in love, if you can't do it in love, zip your lip. Don't do anything. So I've got a bunch of different things I need to speak to you about. When I took Lily to the hospital, the girl said to me, "What's her name?" And I said, "Princess Tiger Lily." And she says, "Why did you call her that?" And I said, "I don't know." The first thing I said was, "I don't know." And she says, did you call her that because of Peter Pan?" Well, Peter Pan represents my twin, okay? And then I looked into that, and I got a huge message out of that, you know, who Princess Tiger Lily was. I got it. But I said, no, actually, I named her for my mother. And what did I tell you guys the other day that my mother is big into, or she was? What my mother did, she worked with flower essences. She studied under Bach, Dr. Bach, from the Bach flower remedies. Not flower essential oils, flower essences. And remember, I told you that I heard in my head, the man who's planting the garden is coming to pick her up because she's been treading water too long. I heard this man who's planting the garden. I keep hearing and being shown my twin working in the garden, working. I see work boots, I see garden, I see dirt. I've always worked in the garden. When I was in Canada, I had perennial gardens. They were huge. Kirsten knows that. She's on right now. And that was one thing my son said when he came to California, and he saw my big, beautiful 5-bedroom house with a pool and a gated community and no garden. And he's like, "Where's my mother? You know, where's my mom?" My mom was working in the garden. My mother always had a garden. She had her hands in the soil. And it's true, you know? And so here I can't have a garden. And I told you guys, I've outgrown this. I need to be where I can have a little garden. I literally put out to Spirit, let me have my sweet back in Sedona where I had that garden. Let me have it back. I need to get into the mountains. I need to get into the soil, right? But think about what my mother did. Flower essences. So I researched, and I told you guys, I got my tiger lily today. It came in the mail. It's not the only thing I got today. My girlfriend Kirsten, I have 2 friends named Kirsten, both spiritual. Kirsten Schreiber wrote to me today, but not before this came to me for Lily. This says, "For Lily, with love, be well." And this is from my friend Kirsten in Canada. She lives on an Indian reservation in a little tiny house, and she makes her own cannabis oil. Okay? She takes it at night for herself, and she gives it to her older dog because the dog has arthritis. And I have done my own research. Before this, I've been getting this for quite a long time about cannabis oil. Spirit has been showing me over and over and over. And these men started following me on my Instagram page, and I went to their page and I started looking, and I thought, so I called the guy, one of the guys, and I asked him about you know, getting one of those vape pens, because I have members of my family who suffer from anxiety, and they use the vape pens, but I don't like things going into my lungs. I don't want the tar or whatever the heck it is. I don't want that hurting my lungs, right? And I spoke to this man who sells it. That's what he does. He sells pot. He sells edibles. He sells everything. That's his business. And he said, and I told him what I did. I said, I'm a spiritual teacher. And he says, do you smoke? And I said, no. I did years ago with my ex-husband, but I don't, because I want to be clear to channel, and I don't want any pollutants in your body. And you know, he could have sold me anything. He said, I would suggest that you don't take this in your body. And I said, well, I was thinking about my cat, because she's nauseous. I can tell she's nauseous by the way she moves her mouth when I put food in it. And she's depressed and she's anxious. And I know that it helps with anxiety. I know that because I have friends that it's the only thing that they use. And they were in a horrible state before they discovered it. But I don't want to take it in on my lungs. So he said to me, you know, you don't want to smoke anything, even the vape pens. He says, you're going to want to, and I talked about this before. Remember I said that Lily went downhill when her grass died? Lily needs grass. Okay, well, Lily is not just me. Lily is also my twin. She's both of us. And so is Liger. And so I need grass, she needs grass. And I thought, okay, so I got her cat grass. That wasn't what it was. And I started thinking about it. And so I researched with this guy. And he said, what you need is cannabis oil. That's probably what you want to try for her. So I talked to my friend Kirsten about it. And she said, I make it. I said, no, I need to get it. And she goes, I have it. And I said, where do you get it? She says, I make it myself. So I know it's good. Because you want to make sure that you get the good stuff, right? That's going to work. And I said, God, I need to get my hands on that because I need to make her eat. I know that my mother had cancer. Lily also represents my mom, okay? Spirit said to me, you're going to have a pet that's going to come into your life that's going to be basically the essence of someone in your life that you have lost. That's why I called her Princess Tiger Lily. She is my mom. She's a spoiled princess. She is. And my mother died of pancreatic cancer, the most painful cancer that there is. And she didn't tell me that she was dying. I didn't know. And I beat myself up over and over again because I didn't do enough. I should have done more. If I'd known, I would have done more. I would have been there every day. I was there every day. I went there every day after work and I cut roses and I put them in her vase, but I didn't. I would have rubbed her back with a cannabis oil. I would have done it if I'd known, and I didn't know. And for you people that don't know the benefits of cannabis oil, that man yesterday, I wrote to him this morning. And I already brought it up yesterday, and that's funny because my friend Kirsten said to me, did you speak to that fellow about cannabis oil? You know, she says, when I listened to your reading, she goes, I heard it right away, it's really loud. I said, no, I know, and I wrote to him, and I told him about it, the benefits of cannabis oil, and I don't know if he's tried it or not. But I couldn't help my mom. It was too late for me. But I can help Lily, and so all the love that I wanted to put on Lily, I'm finally understanding how to get the food that Spirit's bringing me and how to nourish myself and how to nourish other people. Look how she knows how to do it now. It took her weeks to figure it out, but she's getting what she needs now, right? So, and look at my little girl. She's stoned right now because I already gave her hers. And I'm not here to argue with you people. I'm not here to sell this because I don't make it. I'm just here to say, open your mind, because Spirit has been bringing me this again and again and again and again. And cannabis oil has been used for thousands of years to treat conditions. Why this country doesn't want it legalized is because they can't make a profit on it. If people are growing it in their yard, they don't get to tax it. It's used in perfumes, soaps, candles, foods. It's a very powerful oil. You don't need it very much. It helps. It has been proven to help with seizures. I've watched a man that had Alzheimer's, and he couldn't control his body. He could not control his body. 5 minutes after having his cannabis oil, he was seizure free. Seizure free. They've given it to animals, dogs that have epilepsy. It's helpful. It's useful. So I said to Kirsten, God, I wish I could have some. And she says, I'll send it down. She spent $20 just on freaking postage alone to send it to me for Lily. And I'm gonna milk this. And it's in a the bottle is like a, it doesn't have an eyedropper, right? It's in kind of like a flower essence bottle like that. So it's hard to get, did you see that? So it's hard to get the drops out. So I have an eyedropper, which is hysterical. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. I ran out of my vitamin B12 tinctures, and I'm not going to take them anymore, I said. But I threw the bottle away yesterday, and then I thought, shoot, how can I give this to her? And I dug around in the garbage, and I cleaned it out. This is how I gave it to her. I sucked some up, and I shot it in her mouth, just like I shot her food in her mouth this morning, because I'm going to do whatever I need to do to help my little girl. And it'll probably help me, too. It's for, it's healing, the benefits. But for me, so that's what Lily got. Lily got the cannabis oil, right? And she's not high. I'm just saying that. She's very calm, though. Who knows? And I didn't give her very much. I know not to give her too much. I spoke to that fellow on the phone. I did my research. Remember how in all the cards recently, in the readings that I've been getting, there's been a lot about how I've been talking about growing a garden. Haven't I said that again and again in the weekly reading? If you want to quit your job and all of a sudden, you know, you want to be out in land and grow a garden. I've been saying that. I've been saying that about how I want to get my hands in the soil. And I've seen my twin and I working in the garden. You know what? Maybe I won't be in the garden with my physical twin. Maybe it's my spiritual twin that's doing all of this with me, because he's clearly working with me, right? He's always there. I see him, and I get these messages through him, and I get these messages for him. So even if he physically does not come back into my life, I know he's watching me, because I watched him last night watch me again. He told me who I saw. I said, who is this kid? And he told me it's a boy. Okay, I heard you. I hear him. And he hears me and he watches me too. So there is something of benefit that he needs to get from this. But it's not just all about me. It's not just all about him. there's that fellow Mike that needed help, right? He needs to know this. So I wrote to him again and I said, hey, you know, I brought it up. I brought up the cannabis oil. Have you tried it? And he said, no, not yet. I'll look into it. And I said, and I sent him the video that Kirsten shared with me, and I'm going to share it on my page, that speaks about this mother who had this child, and they use this with children who have autism, right? They've never spoken, that have had seizures, and they've had one thing after another, and anxiety and depression. You know, I can't be upset with my twin if he's suffering from anxiety and depression. You don't want to be around anyone. Like Lily, she doesn't want to eat. She doesn't want to go outside. He told me a long time ago. I said, where did you go? He disappeared into the mountains. Where did you go? And he says, I've been down, but I'm getting better. You know, so I know that he has that. And so when I said Lily needs her grass, I'm not the one who needs it. He needs it. So he needs cannabis oil. Whoever in his life that he's working with, maybe it's his mother, I don't know. I saw somebody ill. They need cannabis oil, okay? Mike needs cannabis oil. Lily's gonna get it. And I think anybody else that can benefit from this woman on this video spoke about her own son. And she says, I'm not trying to sell this. I'm not trying to push this on anyone. She goes, I'm not here to get my kid high. She goes, I just want to see him smile again. I just want him to interact. And she said he spoke his first words after just a few minutes after taking it. And she says, and then his smile came back. We have chemical imbalances in our body. And what did Spirit keep saying to me over and over again? Healer, heal thyself. Healer, heal thyself. When I asked Archangel Michael, when I did the reading with the Archangel, Archangel Raphael, my healing deck, the messages I kept getting, and I was so scared that Lily was dying of cancer. I was so scared. But you know that if you have a child who's anorexic, they can kill themselves because they won't eat, right? It makes you hungry. And people, when they have cancer or when they don't want to eat, my mother didn't want to eat. It'll help you eat if you don't want to eat. It helps you sleep if you can't sleep. It stops tremors. It stops seizures. This child started to smile and interact again with her. And she says, I don't care what the frickin' government says, if this is going to bring my child back. And I remember the dream. Remember the dream I told you guys about? I was with the other people. I was working, doing my work. And I looked over and I saw this little boy. And when I went to, I kept looking over at this little boy. He was Pinocchio in my dream. He was wooden. And I told you guys about this, and I went and I picked him up, and I loved him. But he was wooden. There was no life in him. And his family left him in this place. And they left, and I said, no, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back. And they were sad. They said, no, there's nothing left of him. He's gone. He's not gonna come back. And I refused to give up. I refused to give up. I told you guys I don't lie down. I freaking get angry and I get mad at Lily because she won't eat, but I'm not gonna let her die. And I was not about to let go of this one who this one represented my twin, and I was not gonna let him go. So I did Reiki on him every single day, every single night with Lily. And maybe that's why Lily got that sadness, because she probably picked it up. So I had to stop using her as a surrogate, and I started using just me. And I didn't realize that she was connecting to his energy so strong to the point it was making her sick. But she was also trying to show me what he needed. And so the brother came back and he looked at, I said, come back, look, there's life. I can see life. I can see his eyes. The blue started to shine. But then it went away again. And so they put their head down and they walked away. And they said, there's no point. There's no life. And I refused to give up. And I just kept pouring my love into him and my Reiki. I am a Reiki master, and it's very powerful. I'm very, very good at what I do. I'm very connected, and it helps. And so if I can't help my own family, who can I help, right? I couldn't help my mom, but I can help Lily, and I can help my twin, and I can help Mike, and I can help everybody that sees these messages if they will just pay attention. Because I've learned how to work with what they're bringing me. I've learned how to take the food that Spirit's been showing me. So they gave me that. They told me cannabis oil. They've told me again and again and again. I researched it. They told me tiger lily over and over again. I walk down the street, tiger lilies are falling at my feet. I call my cat Tiger Lily. The nurse says, why did you call her Tiger Lily? Over and over and over. Geez, Sherry, what do you think? Maybe we ought to look up what tiger lily's going to do for you, okay? So I ordered the tiger lily, and I told you a little about it yesterday, but get this. I told you how I needed to bring my antenna in, right? Because I was picking up far too much. with my psychic antenna. I was dreaming for far too many people. Tiger lily essence, and I've already taken mine. Here it is. This is a big bottle, and I think it was only like $11. And it's funny because I wasn't certain that I was supposed to get tiger lily essence. I just knew lily, right? But my cat is tiger lily, so I chose tiger lily. Well, the protective properties of tiger lily, self-protective boundaries. I need to protect myself from energy vampires that I have had. It's also because there she is again. She just knows what to do. She just gets it. She's just finally figuring it all out, and it's so awesome for me to watch her do that. It's confirmation for me that I'm doing the right thing. I'm getting the right messages. I'm getting the food. It's the spiritual food that Spirit's been handing down to me. That's why they kept showing me in the garden. Tiger lily essence, and I told you that my mother studied this. This is my mom showing me too, right? The tincture is put in brandy. Okay, so what's in here is water, brandy, and an infusion of the tiger lily flowers, okay? Organic and biodegradable. This is organic. You get the good stuff. You don't want to get plastic. There's all kinds of cheap shit. You want organic, the real stuff. 4 drops 4 times a day. This is what you need, and you put it under your tongue, under there, because that's where it absorbs the most. I know this because I told you all of the essences. Remember all the flower essences that I lost? This is probably what I have to go into, my next thing. I'm probably supposed to take over my mother's work. The flower essences, the Bach flower remedies, the tinctures, yes, I do use essential oils, and they are powerful. I've got my clary sage, I've got my geranium, I've got my lavender, everything that Spirit showed me I needed, I've got that. It's there for Lily, it's there for me, it's there for Liger, it's in our air. But I'm talking the tinctures that my mother studied. I had all her books, everything. It was all stolen in that storage locker. But I can get there again with Spirit's help. Tiger lily helps you to break away from old belief systems and old patterns that have been passed down from generation to generation. Alcoholism, sexual abuse, beliefs in religion, whatever it is, you have generational issues that people have that they deal with, right? Self-limiting beliefs. The reading that I spoke yesterday, I talked about how that man said that he was told, you probably heard, you'll never get married, you'll never drive a car, you'll never be able to do this, you'll never be able to do that. I heard my twins say in my head, they don't think I can do this for myself. And I don't know what it was he was referring to, but I heard that. And that's when I started saying to him energetically, you can do anything you set your mind to. Do not listen to them. Do not be held back by what other people tell you can do. That is a self-depreciating, self-limiting, crippling belief system that you have had handed down because they've had it handed down from generation to generation. So Lily Essence helps you break away from that. If there's a peeling away of layers, there is. It's like an onion, right? Everything we have. You can cut cords. Well, I just cut cords with him yesterday. Cut cords again because it's an onion. You know how many layers there are? You just keep cutting cords. Keep doing it. It talks about when you look at the lily flower itself, the way they roll back. Now the tiger lily has 6 petals. Now remember the other lily only had 3. That works for me too. I need that lily as well. But this one has 6 steep petals that roll back. And it represents the peeling back of the layers of the belief systems and doctrines and outmoded beliefs that we have been raised to believe, possibly in religion, possibly just handed down from generations from my grandmother said this, and so then we do this, and my mother did this, and this is just what we do in our family. You know what? Wrong. I do how I'm led to, I change how I'm led. We're growing. We are ascending. Remember that Indian guy that connected with me, and I was super excited because he was a shaman? And he connected with me on LinkedIn, and then he said to me, I'm not New Age. And I told him I'm not New Age. I told him that I deal with angels, and anyway, he blocked me and deleted me. After he told me, I am old school. This is what we are. I am the dying breed of this whatever tribe he was in, and he goes, and I am here to hold up the old values. And I said, great, hold up the old values, but you need to move forward, because there's a lot of things that we have learned since then. We are ascending to a higher level, and if you want to stay there with your ancestors, you're limiting yourself. And I choose to ascend. I choose to grow, right? So this will help you. One of the things that this does is it helps you reach, like you're reaching for higher realms. I am reaching into spirit. I'm reaching for higher realms. It talks about forming new beginnings, right? New ideas. It helps with creativity because the color of the tiger lily is the same color as your sacral chakra, which is the seat of creativity, right? That's where your creative energy, where your new starts and your beginnings are. So it enhances the function of your liver, and it releases emotional toxins. So Lily had her organs started to shut down when that happened to her, when she got dehydrated and overheated and when she poisoned herself. So think about it, your liver. If you're an alcoholic, we have alcoholism in my family all the way back. I'm not a drinker, but we've got it in there. It's in our blood. It's in our DNA. This will get rid of it. It's going to help clear the liver. It's to help for connecting with your own higher self, to strengthen your own setting of boundaries for self-protection, because that was I think it was the last, I don't know if it was the last card, it was one of the cards in the weekly reading yesterday, about detaching and letting go from these people that are freaking holding on to you. These people are capable. These are not dying people that are saying, oh my God, save me from drowning. These are people that are capable. I told you that my twin had somebody come to him and say, hey, since you're buying all this for everyone else, now think about this. That represented me. That twin also represents me. So since you're giving all of this to everyone else, Sherry, you're giving, why don't you do it for free for me too? And I looked at this little boy as he walked away. I said, no, I'm sick and tired of giving everything of me away for free. I'm also saying this to my physical twin. This isn't an equal relationship here. I am giving, and I've cut it off. So that little boy that walked away represented him. And I watched him walk up to these two other people, these women, and they were buying things. They had stuff. And I thought, he's not homeless. He's not out in the street. They're capable. They're capable of doing their own work. Why should I kill myself for them? And it was the same message that Spirit keeps trying to show me in stories, right? In movies and stories and dreams, in reality, in my card yesterday. Remember I said I didn't want to do the cards that I got? I didn't do the ones that I didn't want to do. I pulled up the Dragon Fae cards and they were just confusing. They were too confusing for me to put out in a weekly reading. I got what they were saying, but it was too confusing, so I didn't want to use them. And I thought, no, what I'm supposed to be drawing on is what just was brought to me. Spirit, I told you guys, Spirit brings me my food. I don't go to classes. They teach me what I need to know. They teach me through Mike, who wrote to me. They teach me through Lily being sick and me, healer, heal thyself. Archangel Raphael, my cards, yeah, what did they say? They didn't give me anything new. I said, has she got cancer? What's going on? The only thing I kept getting over and over again was, use your healing abilities. Use your healing abilities. And I'm thinking, okay, Reiki, I know Reiki, but what other healing abilities? And remember, I was told in our weekly reading a few weeks ago, believe me, I listen to my own higher self when it speaks. It's me that I'm getting the message for. You guys benefit from it, but I do too. And I was told that I would be growing herbs. I would be working with garden flowers. I was told that. So maybe I'm not growing these tinctures, but I am working with them. I'm working with flower essences and flower essential oils. And I'm encouraging all of you guys to start looking up on Google. Google's great. You can tell that I'm not doing this, like I'm not charging for this, right? I talked about Jesus yesterday and how I turned away from him when I left the Jehovah's Witness organization, because in the Jehovah's Witness organization, you need to pray in Jesus' name or God won't hear you. And I thought, he's my father too. I don't need to pray through you for my father to hear me. He's my father. So I stopped talking to Jesus. That was not the thing to do. He's very present in my life. And I said to him, show yourself if you are. And he made it really clear. So there she is again. See, I'm listening. I am listening. I am listening. I am getting the right messages. That's why she keeps coming and drinking from the food that Jesus is giving me. So I'm standing there in the bathroom today, and I'm thinking about all this, and I'm brushing my teeth, and I'm thinking about how I got mad, and I said, I'm not going to sit around here and, give to you energetically and blah, 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 and, you're sucking my energy. No. If I protect myself and I refuse to allow my boundaries to be crossed, no one can take my energy. So do that yourself, Sherry. People are naturally going to come to a healer to take their energy because they're looking for help. It's energetic. It's just what happens. When people aren't well, they go to the light. Why do you think, and it's funny because somebody said that to me. Oh, religious people, they're all sick. That's why they go there, because they're sick. And it's funny because think about it. People that don't talk to God and who aren't religious or aren't spiritual, I don't like the word religious because I'm not religious. I am very highly spiritual. All of a sudden, nobody believes in God, but when you're dying, all of a sudden people start praying. They start praying. They try everything, right? Oh my God, if you're really there, help me, help me, help me. Whatever works, right? So I'm sitting there in the bathroom, looking at myself in the mirror, and I started to talk to my twin in the mirror. Because he is my mirror, and I know that he sees me most in the mirror. And as I talk to him, I'm talking to me, and my higher self, and my team. So I'm saying to him, okay, I see you watching me. I heard you. I heard what you had to say. So now you need to listen to me. This is what's going on. This is what you're supposed to do. And I said, and I got a path, and I got to do it, and I'm moving forward. And then I switched, and I said something, and I said, who made you their personal savior? You're not Jesus. You might look like him, but you're not him. And then I realized, I'm talking to Jesus now. So I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm talking to Jesus, and I said, you've made yourself present in my life. And your energy is the energy that I felt yesterday. Your energy was the energy that I felt when I was in the mountains. That is the quiet, meek and mild person that I never thought I could ever be, right? I was always Peter slicing off people's ears with their sword, right? But when I'm in nature, when I'm up there in the mountains, I am such in peace. And Spirit told me that my twin will recover to 95% of everything that's gone wrong will be recovered, but he needs to detach from those people. He needs to be in the mountains, in nature. He needs to be organic, and he needs to work with that energy. And that twin represents me, because I'm half of that twin. So that's why when the great wave comes, go to the mountain. The great wave is the emotional energy or difficult, whatever it is that's attacking your emotions. Go to the mountains. And I said yesterday, I'm manifesting this for myself. Even if I have to come up and plant my ass on a rock and drive an hour to get there, I'm doing it. I am making myself, and there I am again. I'm making it happen. I am dreaming my wishes into existence. And I'm listening to this, that little one keeps coming back for food, and I'm going to listen to Spirit, right? I need to be in nature. What did I say in the weekly reading yesterday? I want to go where the people aren't. I don't want to be in the city. I don't want cement. I want trees. And I want green air. I want to be able to smell and breathe in that healthy air. I don't want smog. I don't want gas. I don't want smoke. I don't want anything around here. It's not good for me. It's not good for my cats. That's why I did so well in Sedona. I spent my entire life. I lived in Wilson Canyon, which is it's higher Sedona, upper Sedona, right at the base of Flagstaff. That's where I lived. Very, very healthy place to be. Want that again, right? So, Tiger Lily, she's back. She's just like, she's going to town. And isn't that awesome? Once you figure out where the food's coming from, you're going to go there and you're going to keep going there and getting it, right? So I figured it out. That's why I left the Jehovah's Witness organization. My spirit guides, my angels. Zadkiel made himself known. When you guys, wow, it came back. That's amazing. I dropped my phone, it totally went black. And it shut off, and I had to put my code in to get back in, and I thought, wow, that just ended it, and it came back. That's the last message I think that we got. We did the Greenman's Bride. It talked about coming back, right? And it could talk about a soulmate relationship, and it also talks about you reconnecting with your spirit. So my higher self, my twin, I am connecting with that spiritual twin. And when I figured out where the food comes from, that's where I'm going. And so the food comes from this. And my twin asked me 2.5 years ago in a dream, he said, shine your light and bring me home. How do I shine my light? I said to Spirit, how do I shine my light? Do your work. Stay on your path. No matter what's going on, stay on your path. Do your work. Stay on your path. That's how you shine your light. That's how all of us shine our light. That's how, and that Mike, I said to him, why did you write to me? Why did you write to me? Because it was my post that he read. It was about the barn owl, and he read about that, and he said to me, "Tell me about your connection and your experience with the barn owl, with the owl." He says, and I want you to tell me the truth. And I thought, he says, I am the owl. I work with the barn owl. That's the one that I work with. And I thought, if you work with the barn owl, you should know that I tell the truth. I don't lie. I have a huge problem with lying. It's almost impossible for me to lie. But I thought, but we have afflictions. We all have afflictions. But I realized as I said that out loud that we lie to ourselves. We lie to ourselves. I have lied to myself. I have put self-limiting beliefs on myself. Why did Spirit give me the hummingbird as a totem? The hummingbird says, you will accomplish what may seem impossible to yourself and to others. You will accomplish this. That is the message of hummingbird. I am the hummingbird. So I need to stop with these self-depreciating things, attacks on my body, bags under my eyes. Oh, well, you know what? If you didn't sleep for 2.5 years, you'd have bags under your eyes too, right? If you've been through all this stress and trauma, it would show, right? We're all gonna get gray hair. We're all gonna get wrinkles. It happens. That's why the charisma card came out yesterday, about seeing yourself, talking about yourself in a positive light, and cloaking yourself and asking the fairies, angels, to give you this glitter. I have so many things to tell you guys. God, I have Mike. He gave me that message, and he didn't answer me why he wrote to me. But I said, I need to thank you, because I said, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to use this. You gave me a message, and there she is back again. Dang, man. You gave me a message, and I'm going to deliver it. I told him I was going to do it before I did it. You know? I didn't give his last name. And then, so I had that message from him. Then I got a message from Kirsten Schreiber. I told you that she said, did you tell that guy about, about cannabis oil? And I said, I did, but I'll bring it up again. And I wrote to him again, and I gave him that. And then I thought, I need to talk to all of you about that, right? And then I had my friend that lives in Cottonwood in Sedona, my friend Lena. She wrote to me, and I told you guys that I dream for other people, right? And that other people dream for me. Remember that guy on Instagram that gave me a dream? He gave me a message. People dream for me all the time, and they don't know why. So she writes to me this morning, and she says, because I sent her the weekly reading, and I almost didn't send it to her. I thought, I'm not going to bug everybody. I'll send it to who wants it. And I wasn't going to bug her. But I hadn't talked to her in a while, and I thought, no, you know what? This is probably one of the most powerful readings I've ever given. I just felt such strong energy, and I felt that there was something in that reading that was so powerful that needed to go out. And here I wasn't going to share it, because I had spoken about my twin personally, and I didn't feel that was appropriate to do that, right? But then I thought, no, it's got to go out. So I send it to Lena. She writes back, you were in my dream time last night. You were there. You're there once in a blue moon. Now think about that. The card that we got, Child of the Moon. I wear the moonstone. She's back. I had to take her off. I had to take this off because the woman that gave me this literally put a spell on it. And it's really bizarre because I never thought about it, but she showed up in a dream. And I watched her doing horrible things. I told you guys I saw something happening in a dream and I didn't want to see it and I didn't like it and I didn't want to dream. And I realized, and I asked, I started asking Spirit, and I started getting it in meditation. You need to reprogram your moonstone. There's an intention on that moonstone, and it's an evil intention. It's a bad intention. Remember I told you that there's a woman who's trying to cause chaos. Now, she had her own purpose for it, and I know what her reason was, but it doesn't matter because she's being used by darker energy to stop my work. My work is to keep my work moving forward. What oil am I talking about? Cannabis oil. No, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm a light worker. Cannabis oil and flower essence oils. So in this dream, I watched, and Spirit showed me how there had been an intention. See, people call it curses. We all have gifts, right? We all have energy that we can put intentions into things. I don't do spell work. I'm not a witch. I don't cast spells. I don't do binding spells. That's against free will, and it's against the light. I know a lot of people on the spiritual community, they do that. And that's for you to deal with. I don't need that karma. I would never use a binding spell, but I was shown that a binding spell was put on my moonstone. I am a child of the moon. I'm an Aries and a Pisces moon. My twin is a Pisces. I wear the moonstone for me. Now, what was interesting is I didn't find this out until I put this back on. My mother gave me this. This crystal is a Vogel cut crystal. Marcel Vogel made it himself. This is about protection. This protects me. And I hadn't worn it for a very long time, but when I put it on, I got the dream, and I was shown there was an intention put on my moonstone, and I needed to clear it. So I researched it first, and I asked, can you program a moonstone? Yes, you can. Every crystal you can program. And so I needed to cleanse it. I needed to clear it. So I put it in salt, and I cleansed it overnight. And then I put it in the sun, and I charged it in the sun, and I put my own intention on it. So you need to be careful when you are given talismans or gifts from family members or friends, or you buy them secondhand, that you clean your crystals, because you pick up the energy of who it's with, And you don't know what somebody has intended. You have no idea. I was literally shown it was a negative intent. And that was one of the things that Tiger Lily Essence helps me with. Self-protection, okay? So Lena says to me, you were there once in a blue moon. Now, the moon being blue would be depression, sadness. My twin is sad. I saw that. I saw the boy that was sad, right? Lily is sad. My moonchild, she's sad. I've been sad, right? So she said, I listen to everything that Spirit brings me. You're welcome. So the fact, I listen to the words, I listen to everything. Everything comes at us for a reason. Everything. The animals that come, when they come. Right now, there's this little bug. You see him crawling across the window? He's been showing up consistently for the last several days, and now he just flew off. That's so funny. He's a beetle. The beetle talks about armor plating. It talks about shielding, which is why I keep telling you guys it's so important to put the, and I said it wrong yesterday. I called it the rhinoceros plating, but it's the armadillo plating, right? And that's what the scarab, that's what the beetle talks about. It's a shield, protection. That's what Spirit kept telling me. You need to protect yourself. I've been getting it for a very long time. People are watching you. There are people that are out there using their energy and they're casting spells. They're putting negative intention. There's energy vampires. It's happening. And because I'm so visible and so public, and I work with everybody so openly, I need extreme protection. Okay. So the fact that she said you're there once in a blue moon, that brought me. That's me again. I'm the moon, right? She says you're either in a glass shower or 4 glass walls. Now think about this. Glass because you're able to see me, right? Shower. You think about cleansing. You'll get this. This is so amazing. I mean, her dream is amazing. It was a message for me, and it's awesome. It went along with what we went through in the weekly reading. She says 4 glass walls or a shower. She says you're doing one of your videos. Where she saw me was yesterday. She saw me in the mountain. The reason it was a glass shower is because you could see me outside. There were no walls around me, right? I was outside. Remember when I said to you guys, I was up there, way up there and on the rocks alone, and I said I felt so safe? I said, I am so safe here. You can't see it around me, but I have such protection around me. I am so protected by the energy of the land, by the elementals, by the angels. I was very, very protected. And the wind was blowing up there, and I felt that. It was really strange because it was like harvest wind. It was like things are coming to fruition. This is it. Remember after the eclipse, we were going to get an aha moment. We were getting all those downloads, and that's why we weren't sleeping and why the energy was all over the place. And after the eclipse, things were going to start moving forward. Well, this is it for me. I've just got everything's coming. Everything that I was getting downloaded and that I didn't understand, all was coming together. And that's why they kept showing me the chariot. They kept saying, things have been at a standstill, but you're going to start taking... That's why I felt like I was the racehorse, right? Like I'm being held back. I'm a racehorse. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. It's the energy. It's all this that was coming. So she says, you're in this glass shower. And she says, you're nude. So now so when you're nude, you're naked, you're vulnerable. My twin used to say to me, I'm naked. And he didn't mean it the way you think he meant it. And he would say, are you naked? Vulnerable. Are you open? Are you open to me? When you stand naked and vulnerable, your arms open with your heart open, you are vulnerable, so you need protection, right? But you're opening up to the highest. That when you're completely open, if you're not self-protecting against spirit, you're opening your heart. I'm willing to receive everything that spirit wants to bring me, everything that's in my highest good. I am open and naked before you. I have no pretenses. What you see is what you get with me. I cry, I swear, I get mad. I tell you when I've been corrected and I have to self-correct. This is who I am. I am naked. I am vulnerable. I'm open. Okay? But being that way, I need to protect myself. So she sees me. She says, you're nude, but you don't see your private parts. It's not a sexual dream. You pour a bucket of this bluish goo over you, like in those ice bucket challenges. Now think about that. That's just that alone. When I was doing the weekly reading, you guys have to watch this reading, it's amazing. I used the energy of the sun, the divine masculine, the forward movement, and I called in Archangel Metatron. I called in Archangel Michael. I called in, and I didn't know that I called in because he just came. I called in Metatron, I called in Michael, I called on the Father, but I didn't call in Zadkiel. He just showed up. because he's working with me, and he showed me that he's working with me. And I showed you guys the colors. I said, do you see the blue light? The blue light is Michael. That was my protective shield, because that's what we were doing. We were doing the armadillo plated shielding, right? I said, look do you see the purple? Do you see the blue? Do you see the colors? Do you see the colors coming down? All those colors, the seventh ray, the purple color, that is Archangel Zadkiel. I went to Topanga Canyon, and there's a place called the Inn at the Seventh Ray, right? There's seven, all the different colors, all the rays represent different archangels, different because they all have a duty. They all have certain tasks that they do. I'm a healer, right? I'm a light worker. I'm a healer. Archangel Raphael, he is the healer, right? Archangel Michael, he is the protector. He is the cutting cords, shielding. Archangel Zadkiel has all of his stuff. Everybody has like a specific color that they work to, the crystal ray. That's why the crystals are the colors of the stones, and the crystals are important as well. Lavender, calming, healing. Amethyst, calming, healing, relaxing. I was told to put on peridot. That was in the reading yesterday. Do you know that the moon, I am a moon child, okay? The moon is made up of peridot. It's made up of crystals. Do you know that? I didn't know that. Spirit told me that. It's made up of crystals. I researched it, and it is. Peridot was found on the moon. It's powerful. And so that blue moon child was me, right? My twin, and probably a lot of you guys. And so here I am pouring this bucket of blue goo over top of me, because I am asking. I said, please pour down upon me. I am using these rays. And I went around and I went zoop, zoop, and I pulled the rays around as I shielded myself, right? As I filled myself up with that stuff. That's what I was doing. That's the blue goo. Then she says, an ivy forms around you. Oh, I didn't look up ivy. I've got to look up ivy. Spiritual meaning of ivy. She said it started forming all around you. And I said, I know what that means. I said, give me a few minutes to figure out this dream, right? I have to figure this out. But I look back at it. Come on, I want spiritual meaning of ivy. Okay. Clearly I'm going to be getting ivy essence. Okay. So the spiritual meaning of ivy. Come on. Support. For one thing, think about it. Ivy, that's why people use ivy. They would put it up lattice work because it holds to the walls. So support. Come on. Show me. Support was the first thing I got. Come on. My computer is fighting me because we're in retrograde and it's stalling. Thank you for working with me. Let's go. I need this for everybody, please. Okay. This one is not really, okay, symbolism, binding. Okay, now that's interesting. So, what they're showing me, what I'm hearing right now, is the binding spell. You know when you, how you can be bit by a rattlesnake and you can die from the venom? And remember when I got poison ivy? And it was it hurt my body so badly. I got it twice, but the second time I got it, it wasn't there. It wasn't as much. It was just a little bit because I had the venom in me. The ivy is about binding. So if somebody has put a binding spell on me, which they put a binding spell. They were keeping me put. They were holding my twin and I apart. I can use this same ivy to break that spell. It's a binding spell. It's energetic. It's intention. Come on, give me more. It's so funny because they're talking about my twin's last name, and I'm not about to say that. This isn't giving me enough. I'm not happy with this one. I'm going to go back to my reading and I'm going to go back to the dream until I can figure this out. So she says the ivy's forming around you, but she said it was clothing me. Okay, think about that. When Eve was in the Garden of Eden, they wore, if you want to believe the story, it's just a story. If you don't want to believe it, fine. But what it's telling you is that God's going to take care of you. we keep ourselves on our path, and he will clothe you. He will feed you. I kept getting from Spirit, don't worry about the material things. Don't worry about the money coming in. Don't worry about it. We know what you need. You'll get your private readings. You'll get the work that you need, right? Just do your work. We will clothe you. So the ivy was going around me, was clothing me, right? And then she says the leaves were blue, and the stem was white. So blue would be calming as well. Blue isn't just depression and anxiety. Blue also represents peaceful, calming. I need that, right? And then the white, icy. I said to her, that represents me being the ice queen. If you think about the ice queen, if I am in a tower, and she says it wrapped all the way around you, and I said, if I'm in my ivory tower, remember I call it the ivory tower, and I'm up in Rapunzel's tower, only the most worthy is going to be able to break through that ivy and get to me. Because I told you, just like Lily, I will only take what is in my highest good. So that's what it represented to me. I am the ice queen because water is emotion. And I will be the ice queen wrapped in ivy until the one that is worthy of me steps forward. And that is my self-protection. That's a protective energy going around me. She says, as always in my dreams, you're confident and energizing. I have no idea what the dream means or any others. Maybe it makes sense to you. Now, what's interesting is, when I first started doing these readings, you guys, I wasn't confident. I told you, I'm not comfortable speaking in front of people. And now, when I do this with you guys, I feel like I'm talking to my family. I feel really good because it isn't just me blabbing about something. Remember I told you my old roommate said to me, I want to get a YouTube channel. I want to be a YouTube star and have everybody look at me. And I'm thinking, really? You want everybody to look at you when you've got a black eye? Remember when I had my black eye? When I had poison ivy and all bandages all over me, and when I've got black circles under my eyes? Do you really think that that's what it's about for me? Yeah, go ahead. Go enjoy your YouTube, fame, because that's not what it's about. And when I was in the but now I have confidence, because when I speak, I'm not speaking about myself. I'm speaking about what Spirit's giving me. I am giving lessons and messages that I've learned, but it's my animal messengers that are coming. It's the plant messengers that are coming. It's my friends that are giving me messages, right? You needed cannabis oil. Yeah, my girlfriend has it. Boom, it showed up. I needed that for Lily. And I got it. Boom, I got it in like 2 days. When I was in the bathroom talking to Jesus in the mirror. When I said to my twin in the mirror, who made you? I don't want to be a martyr. I'm not going to be a martyr. I'm not going to sit here and keep myself in isolation and not let anybody into my life because I'm a martyr for you, right? And who made you this personal savior of the people that are sucking your energy dry? You're not Jesus. You may look like him, but you're not him. But then I started talking to Jesus, right? And then I looked at Jesus and I said, you turned the tables over in the church. When the Pharisees had, remember I told you guys about the spiritual people that were gaining the trust of all the spiritual community by doing free card readings, and then started to proceed to sell their products. You don't mess your work with your spiritual page. I tell you, I've had so many people ask me if I would put some of their products on my spiritual page because I have so many people, or on my website. You don't mix that. It's like you don't sell to your family and friends. That's just not cool, right? Jesus went in to the temple and he turned over the money changers table. This meek and mild. Remember I said I didn't think I would get into the paradise because I was not meek and mild? There she is again, you guys. She's just drinking and drinking and drinking. I love it. I said that I didn't think I was going to get into the kingdom of heaven or whatever it was, or the paradise or whatever. I wasn't going to be accepted because I was never meek and mild. And my dad said that Jesus' best friend, the one he handed the keys to the kingdom, he was the one who had the temper. He was the one who ripped the ear off of the guys, right? But Jesus wasn't always meek and mild, was he? When he found them in his Father's house. Now this is me. When I find people in my Father's house, which is our spiritual work, lying to people and trying to sell them and use their spiritual connections to make money and make a profit and build this empire, just like I told you when I saw those guys in Sedona, right? That Sodom and Gomorrah group that I felt that I was amongst, and how Spirit said to have nothing to do with that, and how my friend Joseph Whitewolf, he didn't have anything to do with that. That man was real. That man was true. That man walks his walk. That man is on his path. I have great respect for him. Great respect for him. And I did the same. I wanted nothing to do with it. I said I felt like I was in Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, Jesus didn't walk into the temple and say, Yeah, you guys, you know, that's not cool. You probably shouldn't do that, you know. Frick that. He went up and he flippin' lost his shit. He flipped over their tables. He threw them out. He says, get out of my father's house. Get out of my father's house. He wasn't mild. So when I see pictures of Jesus sitting there, you know, they always have the most disgusting pictures of Jesus. I wish that I could show you what my twin looks like, because that's what Jesus looks like. I was told that. They have shown my twin to me as Jesus because they're showing me his qualities. And he is not what you see in the pictures of Jesus. You see this pale, thin, depressed looking, skinny, sickly guy hanging up on a cross. And by the way, the cross isn't even real. That the people weren't put to death on crosses back then. They were put to death on a stake, okay? The cross came in through Christianity. That had nothing to do with Jesus. Jesus was a carpenter. Remember when I went and I needed help for my friend, which was my twin, and I was going to everyone. And remember that man that I saw? I told you guys that man was asking for help. He was calling out, and we didn't know who he was. We didn't know his name, but he needed help. He needed help, and I came to all of you guys, and I went to my team, and I went to my twins team, and I called all of them in, and I called in all the archangels, and I called on the Father, and then I watched myself afterwards in my own dream, and I went up to the carpenter. And he came to me and he handed me this piece of wood and he handed me a planer. And I said, no, I don't know how to do this. You're the carpenter. Why did I not understand who I was speaking to? You're the carpenter. I don't know what to do. And he said, I'm the teacher. And if I did this for you, I could help you this one time. But if I teach it to you, then you can help other people and they can help other people. You have to learn how to do this. And he handed me the planer. And so I went out and that's when I called. That's when the woman came. She was going to stop this spiritual wedding. You guys need to understand, this relationship that I speak about, this twin soul relationship that I speak about, I don't speak about a date, about a guy, about a hot guy that turns me on and he's a great kisser and, you know, we have great chemistry. This is a spiritual connection. This is a spiritual twin. A twin soul connection, it's a spiritual, it's a work. It's about work. It's about service. It's not a soulmate connection. It isn't lovey-dovey. Look at the crap I have to go through. It's about learning. It's about going through our darkest night of the soul and figuring it out and being able to pull from that so that you can help people. It's about a spiritual path. And so this twin of mine, we work together. And I have to stay strong. I have to keep going. Because when I'm down, he lifts me up. And when he's down, I lift him up. That's how it works. Just like in a best friendship, right? That's what we do. So when the man handed me the planer, right, and the wood, and he goes, you go do it. So I went into meditation, and I sat there, and I called in Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, every one of you, whoever's out there, I called on my whole self all the way up, 16 different dimensions up. I called on my higher self. I called on my twin's highest self, all the way up. And I called on my soul team. I called on all of my soul family. I said, I need you all. I need you all because there's somebody here that needs help. And there's this woman that is trying to stop this spiritual union. She's trying to stop it. She told me. She threw these barbs at me. Remember, I sat down on the table, on the floor, and I said I had glass shards and all of these things that were coming out of my legs. I was picking them out. I'm telling you, it hurt. In my dream, I could feel the glass shards. It hurt. And that's what she had hurled at me. And I realized afterwards, when I had done this meditation, I had asked Archangel Michael to help remove all of the barbs and arrows and anything that had been thrown at me, any energetic debris that had been thrown at me that had crippled me and my twin from moving forward. Please help us remove it. That's what was coming out of my legs. They showed me why I wasn't moving forward. I had all of this energetic debris thrown at me by this woman. This was part of it. This was a binding spell. Energetic shit being thrown at me. That's why I knew that I needed to do that armadillo plating video, the shielding. It's short, it's easy, but it's powerful because intention is 98% of action. Intention, your intention. I am powerful. I am strong. I am connected. I am guided. I am prosperous. I am plentiful. I am filled with love. And I reach the people that I'm meant to reach. And I help the people that I'm meant to help. And I will find the right words. You'll just pour the right words into me because I know that I'm guided and I'm working with you, right? So that's what I did. I called them all in, and there she came. She came down the stairs. She said, she's stopping this wedding. She is stopping this wedding. And I got on her. I sat on her. This is not the meek mild. I sat on this woman. I'm not very big. I'm 5'2.5", but I got to tell you, I will take you down. My brother was tall. He's like a big bear. And when he pinned the mattress over on me, I threw him across the room. A mother can lift a car when her child is underneath it. Believe me, that woman, I took her down. And I sat on her, I put her arm behind her back, and she says, I am coming after you. She kept saying that, I'm gonna come back. And I said, you're in front of me now, and I see you. And I watch you watching me. So don't think that you're gonna be able to do any of this, because you're not. I see what you're doing. And what did I say the other day? It's not our job to go and punch somebody out. It's not our job to go make other people pay for what they've done. The people that have done this to my twin, but I can use what I've got. Spirit said, use what you have. Use your gifts. So I said, I will expose you. I will call you out, and I will show you for who you are. Everyone will see who you are, and your own karma will do you in. That's how I work. And I do that because I'm being guided to do that. And that's what I did to that woman in the dream. I said to her, it'll be out there. And that's why I do these videos. I'm not concerned if somebody thinks I'm a witch, because I'm not a witch. Clearly I work with angels. Clearly I work with God. And for religious people who believe that women should not be the ones that are spokespeople, see, that's why I didn't like religion, because only the men were allowed to speak. Only the men were able to see angels. They were only men, not the women. Well, that's not what the Bible actually originally said, was it? Didn't Mary Magdalene see Jesus? You know, and I don't even care if she's real or not. I don't even care if it's all parables or stories. All I know is I am guided. And I am given messages, and the messages that I get work. They help me, and they help other people. And that's why the messages go out. So they used somebody who was told that she talked too fast, talked too much, was scatterbrained. Spirit uses you, and every one of us can be used. Every one of us has a gift. Every one of us. That Mike, what he gave me was invaluable. The story that he gave me was my whole basis practically for the whole reading. And then of course the cards supported it as well, because Spirit knew, you know, this is what we're going to talk about. Do not let other people limit you. You are not limited. You are self-limiting. You are doing this to yourself. Cut free of the binds of what other people have put upon you. All these debilitating energetic ties that have gone generation after generation, familial ties and beliefs and structures and belief systems and religion and bullshit that everybody spews. This is not a woman who's in subjection to a man. This is a woman who respects God, who respects angels, who respects other people, but I have respect for myself, and I have a voice, and I'm going to use it. And I use it to help other people, and I'm guided. So, fire. This is the fire. This is the Aries coming out, right, you guys? I mean, hell, work it. That's it. That's it. It's explosive, and that's it. I've got so many people writing to me right now. Hold on. Let's see if it's information that you guys need. Donovan Franken, big wave. Oh yeah, here we go. It's the big wave. Joy, I'm live. I'm live now. Okay, so I told you guys that I would do a couple readings because it's what I do, and you guys benefit from it. So 3. I'm only doing 3. Yes, listen to it later. It's really, really good. It's explosive, as usual. There's a lot of information, though, that's very helpful. And I appreciate, I'm saying thank you to Mike. Thank you to Kirsten Schreiber. Thank you to Lena. Thank you to Brianna, Craig, because I used your words in the reading yesterday. I get something from all of you guys. I like the hummingbird. I'm going to all the sources, and I use you guys all, and it's fantastic. And when you guys give me dreams that you get, helps me, man, because I know how to pick them apart. I know what spirits see. That's the thing. That's thinking in 5th, 6th, 7th dimension. That's how I hear things. When somebody gives me a dream, I know what Spirit knows how I'm going to understand it. That's me working on a higher level, right? So if you get anything, dream analysis is very, 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 very beneficial. In your dreams, if you just get a few words, sometimes I just get a few words. Like last night, my twin said to me, "It's a boy." Okay, so that's the kid. That's the one who's asking. It's a boy. All right, I get it. That's good. It's not a girl. It's a boy. I got it. You know, there's certain things, but sometimes I only will get that. Sometimes I only just get it. Like the sentence I got, the man who's growing the garden is coming to pick her up because she's been treading water too long. That's me. I've been treading water too long. So the man who's growing the garden better get his ass here to pick me up because I'm moving forward into the mountains. The deck that we're going to use. Okay, Gina wants one. 3 people. It's only 3 people. I had a deck that I was thinking. What was it? Okay, I just heard Spirit Oracle. I love when I hear. I love when I hear. Do you know how long it took me to hear? My friends, I've had friends that hear and see, and I didn't, and I said, I want to hear. I want to hear. We can open up our gifts. We can expand our gifts if we ask and if we work on it. I hear now. I just sat here looking at all of my decks, and I thought, what one? What one? And I heard Spirit Oracle. Love it. And it's one of my favorite decks. Joy. Okay, so Gina and Joy, and one more. One more. Okay. So I'm doing 3 readings. Okay, so there we go. Gina, Joy, and Sandy. Reading closed. All right. So Gina, whoop, that one flew out. We're using our selenite wand. That's the message. Here's your picture. So I'll do it like, how do I do it? I'll do it like this. Okay. Blue moon. What do you think about that? That was in the dream, wasn't it? I show up in her dreams once in a blue moon. There's the blue moon. So we're working with Archangel, and actually there's purple around this as well. So I get straight off that you have help right now with Archangel Michael, which his color is blue, and Archangel Zadkiel, which his color is purple. Look up. Maybe I'll add. I think I've done it before, but you can look up at Zadkiel what he does, what his duties are, and how he can help you. Pretty much everybody knows about Michael, but Zadkiel is very, very powerful. Okay, so the message is, there's a message coming from afar. Expect positive and refreshing news. A great outcome for all. That works for me. That works for me. Now, whether this is coming personally, whether you're getting this from spirit, if it's coming from afar, maybe you're going to get something in a dream. Maybe you're going to get something in your meditation. Maybe you're literally going to get an email. Maybe I'm finally going to hear from my twin. Maybe I am, you know? I don't know, but whatever it is, it's a great outcome for everybody concerned, so it's fantastic. That's your message. Like that. Putting you guys down. Works for you too? Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so Joy is next. I think that's so funny. Joy's one of my dear friends, and Joy reads for me from the Dragon Fae Oracle a lot. We connect a lot, and she's fantastic. She works as a chicken farmer, and she lives in a beautiful out in the country. And she was telling me today what it was like out in the country, and I was like, God, I wish I could be there. It's so peaceful, you know. And she's the one who does the beautiful calendars. She's making a cat one for me, and I've already told. I know she doesn't realize it, but the cat calendar is going to be huge. Whoa! Wow. Okay, who is this one for? I think this one's for, who did I say next? So you guys, if you want a beautiful calendar, they're $10 and they're gorgeous. They're beautiful. They're all, her pictures are just of animals and of nature, and they're gorgeous. I know, and I keep getting so much about Georgia. Georgia. Georgia means something, you know. It's a state of mind. Did you know that? I looked up, because I kept getting that from Spirit, and I said, why are you showing me that all the time? My grandmother lived on St. George's Avenue, but Georgia. What does Georgia mean? Georgia. It's a state of mind, and I think it's bliss, actually. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Oh my God, it's more than that. It's about the, oh, you guys. They kept showing me, right? I kept getting Georgia over and over and over and over. And some of my closest friends live in Georgia, but talking, I was hearing Georgia, and I thought, what? Am I supposed to move to Georgia? What, Georgia? Georgia on my mind. Georgia is a state of bliss, but it also speaks about the farmer. It talks about a man tilling the soil. And remember, the man who's growing the garden is coming to pick me up because I've been treading water too long. The man who's tilling the soil, the gardener, and I told you I saw my twin, he's a gardener, he's always got his hands in soil, right? So whoever this person that's gonna come into my life, it could be metaphorical, it could be symbolic, the man who works the soil, but I will tell you that is if I ever am in a relationship, it's gonna be a man that's of the earth, because the Greenman's bride, that's who he is. He's of the soil, and that's what Georgia means. So that's pretty cool. And your card is amazing. P.S. Hold on, I'm going backwards. Georgia on my mind, yep. Very laid back, take your time. Okay, so your card is Soulmate. Now, I told you that what I've been doing and I'm dealing in is a twin soul relationship. That's different. Twin soul relationship is about service. A soulmate is a love relationship, okay? It's a partnership. And it speaks about the magnetic attraction between two people. It's the union. It's the Greenman's bride. It's the union. You discover a deeper sense of self through a relationship with another. Now, before you get hysterical, it's not always going to mean a love relationship. Now, clearly, for this card, that's what it's saying, and that's what we've been getting. That's what I know it is for me. I know it is because I've saw it coming forever. But it could represent a partnership, right? And a business partnership. I know that Joy has, she's working with somebody, and I believe that she's going to be moving up on the ladder in this partnership. I do believe it has something to do with that, Joy. It could mean also that there's another partnership coming in, a love partnership. But whatever it is, you're going to grow. You're going to discover more about yourself, and you're going to grow. Like I spoke about the Greenman's bride yesterday. They were made for each other. They know each other, but they don't know everything about each other. There's a lot of things that they're going to discover about each other, right? But they're moving forward. So it's a magnet. It's a magnet because when you are finally at a place where you are in a vibrationally high vibrating frequency, you draw to you, right? You draw money, you draw abundance, you draw friendships, you draw love, you draw everything to you when you're vibrating in a high frequency. So how do you vibrate at a high frequency? Stick to your path. No matter what happens, when work starts slowing down, give to other people. When you're nervous, focus on service. Give, 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 give. Now for me, right, Spirit's saying you need to stop working so hard because your energy is being sucked. Well, I've realized also that my energy is being sucked because I wasn't protected. I wasn't shielded properly. So now I've learned that I need to shield myself. And there's a lot of different ways I can do it. Healer, heal thyself. I do my rhinoceros plating every single day. I do it at night. I use the sun. I use the moon. I use my tiger lily. I use everything that I need in order to protect my shield. I pulled my antenna in, remember? Who was it? Tony said to me, pull your energy, no, John, my friend John said to me, pull your energy in, right? And use it. And remember I said, my friend Connie said that they had a hurricane and she was nervous and you don't want that energy. And I said, hell yes, I do. Pull that energy. Can you imagine? Sit there and look at that hurricane and pull that into you and fill your chakras with that power. And then don't see if you're not vibrating at a high level. I could tell you, I'm vibrating big time. Woo! I'm vibrating. I told you that when I've given information that's correct, like when my friend Troy gave me that song, The Dream, I vibrated to the song because the song was important. Not him, the song was important. When I heard my twin speak, when he spoke, I didn't even hear him. It was on an email, but when we started connecting, my body started to vibrate. That's when you know that you're in the right company. When your body starts to vibrate, you're in the right company. You're vibrating at a high frequency. So I'm vibrating right now. My sacral chakra and my solar plexus is spinning right now because I am high as a kite on the spiritual energy that I've pulled in from all of these sources, that I pulled in from the mountains yesterday. I sucked that in. And when I went out today, because we have this storm that's going on too, and I stood out there and the wind was blowing like crazy, and I just pulled on that energy and pulled it in, right? So this partnership that you have, it could be with spirit, it could be with your soul family. I do believe it has to do with your work, and I'm not going to say that it doesn't have to do with love. It could, but that's for spirit to show you. They're just giving you soulmate. So keep your eyes peeled because whatever it is, it's a great message. I like seeing it. Okay, so our last one. Hi. Okay, our last one. And P.S., while I'm talking to you guys, I don't even feel my wisdom tooth. I know that it's massively swollen. You should see it. I don't feel it. I don't have any medication in there. I put some peppermint oil. Healer, heal thyself. I put peppermint oil. Where is it? Right here. Organic peppermint oil. Put it on my sore tooth and pain went away. I don't feel it at all. But I know that it also has to do with the fact that I took a cannabis, I took a drop of cannabis oil and I put it on it. And I took the tiger lily. I'm doing everything that Spirit told me to do. Healer, heal thyself. I'm not going to a doctor and filling myself full of pharmaceutical drugs. I'm using the earth. The earth has everything that we need. That's why Spirit says, no matter what, go to the earth. You're depressed, go outside. You're not doing well with your work, go outside. Your mind will clear, you'll get, it's nature. Nature holds the key to everything. That's why my love is a farmer. Okay, last card. And I think this one is, who is this? It doesn't matter, you know who it is. Sandy, I think this is yours. All right, let me shuffle a little bit better. Hold on. I gotta take a drink. Oh no, I gotta shuffle the cards. Okay. So this is for Sandy. I think that's hysterical. Georgia. A tiller of the soil, a farmer. Love that, man. And I know it means a state of mind. I'm still trying to, woo, one flew out. Hold on. So they're telling me the ivy plants can be affected. Ugh, I still want to know what the spiritual meaning of ivy is. And for some weird reason, I should have gone to this from the first place. Flower dictionary. Okay. All types of ivy are poisonous, except the grape ivy and the Swedish ivy. No. Yeah, all types of ivy except the grape ivy and the Swedish ivy are poisonous, okay? For the common species ivy, the flowers have 5 petals. 5 talks about big changes, right? So, it gets rid of negative energy. Oh, wow. Love that. And it signifies friendship and affection. It means fidelity and loyalty, as well as marriage and a bond of love and marriage. Wow. I was wrapped in ivy, you guys. I was wrapped in ivy. Ooh, the blue moon was wrapped in ivy, the moon child. How awesome is that? So it's a tool of protection. It's used in healing rituals and to shun negative energy. It stands for strong bonds of fidelity, loyalty, and marriage and love, friendship, and affection. What else? Numerology, it vibrates to the number 2, which is cooperation, partnership, and consideration of others, which is what my higher self got told this morning as I listened to myself do the reading yesterday. What would love do? What would love say, Sherry? Forgiveness. We're supposed to talk about forgiveness. We're supposed to talk about love. You're supposed to go into this spot. So the number 2, that's why I was wrapped in the ivy. That's why when I was up there, I told you guys, I was in a place of peace. And that's where she saw me, wrapped in ivy. And white, the color white is purity, right? That's from spirit. It's also used to help skin conditions. Anything from dandruff to sores, you can treat with ivy essence. It's used for upper respiratory problems, so that would be clearing energy, right? That would be helping clearing energy. It loosens up mucus, stimulates respiratory. If you have dry cough, a dry hacking cough, ivy works. Wow, I'm gonna post this with the reading because her dream just gave me a ton of messages. See, I don't have to go to classes. I just have to listen to that. Wow, card just flew out. It literally flew out. I'm shuffling and it just went whoop. Okay, here she is, and she's naked, right? You gotta be naked, you gotta be open, you gotta be vulnerable, you gotta let your shield down. She doesn't have breast implants, I notice. She's got natural boobs. I like that. I just like that personally. She's got a blue star in the center, so to me it's Archangel Michael represented. She's got purple around her, so Zadkiel is there as well. She's working with the energy of the sun, the divine masculine, which is forward movement. She, and it says heart's desire. Now, I told you that my twin is a star child, right? He's a crystal child. He's an indigo. And look what is in the center of her heart. It's a blue star. And the message is heart's desire. You are being showered with love. Your time of waiting will soon be over. All of your heart's deepest desires will soon be fulfilled. And I am saying, I trust this. I'm counting on this. I'm expecting this. So for you, expect it. Expect it. Everything's in blossom. It's summertime. It's not fall. We've got flowers. We've got full sun. I know, isn't that an awesome message? So whatever you've been waiting on, whatever you have been, you know, it's been dragging. I just love the idea that we're showered with love. I felt that. I'm so grateful that I listened to that reading. I literally almost deleted it. I'm so grateful that I listened to it and I heard myself and I watched those rays come down. I watched those rays and they were so, and you know, I know that skeptics and doubting Thomases will say, this is all bull, you know, this is just all a bunch of rhetoric, this is all stupid and blah, 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 you know? But even if it's just, if you want to play the devil's advocate, which I don't like playing the devil's advocate, I don't like people playing the devil's advocate, I don't like it. But even if you say, okay, well, it's just positive intention, any psychologist will tell you that positive affirmations and positive intentions that you tell your body responds to. So even if you just believe it, it will happen. So I believe in spirit. I trust in the messages that come. I know what my animal messengers say. I trust that when I'm shown, wow, you were wrapped in ivy, Sherry. Okay, what does ivy mean? Well, guess what it just meant? Protection. And I already got that for my tiger lily. I knew that it was, tiger lily was for protection. Well, now ivy's for protection as well. So I'm going to be doing what my mom, I guess that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be working with flower essences in my readings with people. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I just got my aha moment. When I do readings for people, I'm going to ask, what would be the flower essence that would help them most? So I'm going to have to get a kit. I'm going to have to, God, I wish I had my mom's kit. It was so expensive. But flower essences. We'll figure out what is the flower essence that would be best for you. And then you can get your own flower essence. I'm not selling it. I'm not making, you know, I can't make this and make a profit on it. That's not what it's about, right? I bought this for $9.99. By the time I spent all my time squeezing everything out and making this, you know, I don't have time for my spiritual work. So you can see that I'm not using my spiritual work. If I tell you, Spirit says that you need tiger lily, you know, it would help you with the protection. I mean, right now we already know what tiger lily and what ivy will work for, right? So as I learn and as I go along and I ask Spirit what would be beneficial for them to have, I'm not making money on you. You can go get it yourself, right? So that's it. It was a beautiful reading. I needed to hear the messages. The spirit totem animals all resonated very much during the reading. Thank you. You're very welcome. I have ivy growing under all my mulberry trees. I love the way, I love ivy too. And what is that? The morning glory flowers. That has the ivy tendril as well. They're so beautiful. The purple ones, love them. Joy has that as her Facebook picture. She had a beautiful. You know what? You know what? This is a message. I have always killed ivy. It's very hard for me to grow inside. I had a beautiful ivy that grew outside, but it was a grape ivy that I grew. And do you know that grape ivy, when I had endometriosis, my cousin, the green man, he's the green man, green man's bride. I'm gonna marry him. I'm gonna marry someone like my cousin. I'm gonna marry my Huckleberry Finn. I am. He's literally called the green man. Isn't that funny? And the green man's bride is who's coming. That's so funny. And my cousin calls himself the green man. He goes out on the land and goes into the mountains and he picks the natural herbs and the growing flowers to make tea for healing. Right? That's what he does. He's like a medicine man. And when I had endometriosis, which was a swelling, a tumor growing in my uterus. So actually, it was, I don't know where it was. Yeah, it was. And one of the things that I needed in my tea was Oregon grape ivy. And so everything is from the soil, everything from nature. We can get everything we need as far as healing. So I just find that interesting, the green man that pulled it all together right there for me. the green man and the green man's bride and the farmer. It's all the same. It's somebody who gets it. It's somebody that's connected to the soil, who's connected to the earth. I love that. Clearly that's somebody that I have to align with, right? How cool is that? All right, you guys, that's it. That's it. Thank you for joining me. I hope that this was beneficial. I know it will be for who needs to see it. And I guess I'm going to get something to eat. I'm going to check on Lily. I might have to force feed her again. I don't like it, but it's going to have to happen. And I found that interesting too. Force feeding, like I had to literally force feed her to get her to eat. And I kind of feel like that's what Spirit did to me. They force fed me. They're like, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. So I had to get this. I had to start finding ways to cure the pain. I wasn't able to get to the dentist. My medical doesn't come in until my medical won't be in for like a month and a half. And I was in extreme pain, and so I had to look into it. Heal thyself, right? So Spirit, basically, I had to get pain. Wisdom that I was going to be growing. I think it was my friend Connie even said, I'm getting that you are the wisdom tooth that's coming in. It's wisdom that you are getting that you're not going to be able to get without pain. Because I wasn't getting it. I wasn't understanding. I was too wrapped up in the 3D world. I was too wrapped up in my worry about my twin. I needed to get back on my path. I got knocked off my path. Your heart knocks you off your path a lot, you know? So, and I knew that, even though I knew logically that if I stay on my path, that's the fastest way to bring my twin to me, right? If I stay on my path, but still your heart gets involved in my worry and in my fear for him. And I got so consumed. It was like, I was like seeing nothing but what was right down here. So Spirit had to give me an impacted wisdom tooth and have Lily, you know, to teach me what I needed to, in order to get the food. I had to be force fed, just like that stinking little hummingbird. And once she finally gave me all of her messages, now she's up there drinking away. So now you guys can use what I do in order to get your food from your Father. When somebody gives you, when you have a dream and there's a plant that's in it, or when there's colors, or you now know, okay, certain colors are certain archangels or angels. Plants mean something. Everything means something. Research it, you guys. Research it. And by God, do your solar meditation and put your rhinoceros shielding, and don't forget to put the silver mirrored plating on the outside to bounce back their crap at them. We don't want to deal with them. We just want to walk away from them. We don't want to fight with them. We don't want that negative energy. Because if we are getting upset, if we're getting sad, if we're getting depressed, we are vibrating at that level. And we will, while we're vibrating at that level, we'll draw more of that to us. And we don't want that. We want to vibrate at a higher level and draw to us the best. So that's it. I'm starving. My arm is very, very fatigued from holding it up. I got to let you guys go. So thank you for joining me. Uh-oh. Why is my message triple? Hold on. I was flourishing for 2 years. And suddenly it started dying last year, and now it looks like it's starting to grow again, because you were probably doing that. It's you. You're the ivy. Something in your life something in your life was dying off. We have something that dies off and then it starts again. There's always a regeneration. Good night. Oh, she does her shielding every night. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Blessings to you as well. What was I going to say? I can't remember. Oh, triple. You said, why did it come in triple? Because the power of 3 is enacted in your life right now. Look it up. The power of 3 is enacted in your life right now. Look it up. Okay? And the Ascended Masters are working with you. Probably Jesus, since we're talking about him. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.